Bad choices, money down the drain, sometimes you lose it all. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the nacho cheese universe of YouTube and around the globe. Now, if you're new to the channel, thanks for checking out my content today. Really hope you guys like it. And of course, if you guys enjoy this content, turn that notification bell on. You'll never miss another one of my videos as they come to you 7 days a week. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Helps us get closer to 7,500 subscribers and the extra large cheese pizza party. Actually, meat lover pizza is what I'm going to have. But the pizza party. I'm going to sit here and eat pizza. We'll talk in the live stream. It'll be a good time. And of course, the next send-off from that will be the 10,000 subscriber party. Can't wait to see you guys there. We are going to have a blast. Going to have a great time. When we get to 9,000 subscribers, we will start going over the rules of the 10K party. But we need to get there first, so don't worry. We'll have a good time on the way. So, today's video is a tale of caution. I've gotten permission to do this. The person has asked. I'm going to put a letter up first to read to you guys that was sent to me. I, of course, have taken little bits out here and there. You'll see they've just been kind of marked off for obvious reasons as I read the letter. And we'll get to it, okay? So let's jump to what Simon has to say. Hi, MTG Moxman. I wanted to share my story with your viewers, so please go ahead and use this if you think it may help other player investors that are out there. First off, I'm in a hole. Lost so much money in the last 2 years, it's crazy. I bought a place out of Euro and it gets banned. Bought Oko, banned. What the, right? So each time I bought, it seems like I was losing money. I never keep spreadsheets. Really, who has the time? Seriously. I always tell you guys to keep spreadsheets. It's not hard. Remembering can be difficult, but it's not hard to set it up. I know from my collection and trading into stores and stuff I can't use that I've lost at least a few $1,000s trying to keep up with modern standard stuff. Standard. Like, oh, okay, I get it. I can't bother keeping up with cards I know lose value, and yeah, my fault, my choice. I get that I love the game too much to quit, but I'm not splashing money around on stuff that gets banned or rotates out to become worthless. The money train stopped in 2021. I now have credit card debt, but the lesson is learned. I will stay on budget, buy a few reserve list cards I can buy slowly and that are affordable. Smart move. Dropped standard other than pre-release. I did that myself. Dropped modern, going only commander, bro. Keep up the great content. Love watching you daily on my lunch break. Okay. And that was from Simon the Sinkhole. And of course, I've already talked to Simon and I got permission to do all this, so it's cool. Now, the thing that I want to mention to people as well from the letter, and the part that I didn't print out there, was that Simon was kind of keeping up with the Joneses. He has different responsibilities from his friends. His friends were buying a lot more cards because they have a lot more disposable income. And Simon kind of got caught up in keeping up with the Joneses, which means buying what everyone else has around you and getting almost into a competitive state. Not with the game of Magic itself, but being able to afford the cards that other people you see around you having. And that can be a trap, okay? First off, I like to tell people and remind people, I am not a financial advisor. I have nothing behind me other than cardboard that says that I'm a financial advisor. This is purely an entertainment channel. If you need real financial advice, seek out a professional financial advisor who can get you through on matters like this, but not me. I just like nachos and cheese with some jalapenos, and I like to gabber on about Magic cards all the time. Purely entertainment. So, with that said, I have fallen into this trap myself in my early 20s, a lot of credit card debt, not buying Magic cards, just buying junk. Going on dates and not paying attention. Going out in the town because I was young and had a job. But going into credit card debt with a 20% rate of return for the credit card company, that hurts a lot. That hurts so much. I understand. Keeping up with the Joneses, I get it. Your friends have some cool card and you want to get that cool card. I learned a very long time ago, you don't keep up with the Joneses. Don't even pay attention to them. If they're your personal friends, then they don't care what cool cards or uncool cards you have. They're your friends. They just want to play Magic with you if they play Magic. They want to hang out and have a good time. That's what friends do. You can argue and bicker all you guys want, but friends are friends. They're there. Friends are friends till the end, right? They're there to be with you, to hang out, to be your pal. But trying to keep up with them can be deadly, depending on responsibilities. Remember, the rule is never hurt yourself Friends or family, right? You don't borrow money. You got to stay on target, right? The lesson was learned. As Simon said, you got to keep it on budget. Make sure you don't overspend. And now going forward, climbing out of debt's important. Like even when Simon said there, I'm going to buy cards I can afford, I would not buy anything until you're out of debt. Nothing. Because the debt is crushing you at 20%. Even when I buy Magic cards now, you guys have known on my channel, patrons and stuff, you guys know, I always, if I overspend or something goes wrong, then I have to cut off everything. I stop everything and then I reset, build back into it, and then go forward. I never put myself further in debt doing this sort of activity of Magic. I must climb out of debt before I do anything else to make sure I'm only playing with liquid cash, above and beyond all the expenses of my household that may be required. That's it. That's my fundamental rule. Because if you go into debt, it gets worse and worse because you don't realize how bad it is until it's usually too late. And then you've got some real hard choices to make. So I like the fact that, yeah, you're going to pay off your debts first, get ahead of it, buy the cards that are affordable, and stick to a budget. We've talked about this, getting a budget built for the year, how much you think you can afford. Every time I do a random thing with 20, 30 bucks, I do put it, I put it aside. Not always in liquid cash form, but a lot of times it is. I just put it aside and build up. If I want to buy, I don't know, some big, huge, amazing Magic card, I do have to save it up first, right? I save up, I get to that amount, and then I buy the card. I almost never buy ahead of time unless for some reason I know the cash is coming. It can be very difficult when you're trying to compare yourself to other people. Don't bother. It can be hard to say that, I know, but don't bother. Friends are friends, right? But falling in debt can be a bad thing. Losing it all can be horrible. When something goes wrong and you have to sell off parts of your collection because things aren't going the right way, I've had numerous emails from people who come on hard times and say they want to sell me their collection. But, I have to have the liquid cash to buy that collection, so I'm usually not in the position. But I direct them to places that may give them a decent amount of money for it, better than what I could do, because I don't have those kind of funds. If someone was desperate to sell, I guess, but it's just not the way it works out most times, right? A lot of people need cash now. They have no option, and things can go wrong. You can lose it all. You might have collected Magic for 10 years, built up a nice nest egg, and then you lose everything because of one, unfortunate thing that happens. A job loss, major car repairs. I get it. Life happens, right? This is just a game. Life happens. And good that these cards are worth something. Right? It's good that they're worth something, but a lot of times stores aren't going to give you top dollar. Other players won't give you a top dollar. I get it. It can happen. The liquidity of Magic is not always on your side. But at the same point, you did say you bought, or players will say, I bought Uro, it gets banned. I bought Oko, it gets banned. Other cards can become unbanned, though. Time Vault was banned for years. It became unbanned. Chaos Orb was unbanned for years and became banned when they got rid of the flip mechanic, right? It can happen. So cards can go back and forth, but after you've paid for a card, if you can hold the line, don't sell it at a loss. You've already lost the money. You might as well keep it, ride it out, and see what happens in 10 years, if you can afford to do so. I do recommend not just selling at like a 90% loss to a store, because if it gets unbanned later, that store makes all the money. All those people who traded in fetch lands and stuff, a lot of stores are still holding those and just keeping a good iron fist on them until the price slowly goes back up when Modern Horizons really peters out, probably in the next 60 days, less. I almost see none of it being open now. And from the stores I communicate with, it's all hanging on shelves. So keep that in mind. But when these things happen, it can be devastating. And you got to take a minute to breathe. You got to vent to some friends. You can vent to me. You can email me. Talk to me. You guys know. Discord, all that. I'm there. And you can just go over it. Because sometimes that's all you need is a little bit of time to vent, to recoup, and then try to figure out what solutions or options you have. Losing it all sucks. I totally understand. And like I said, I've been through those difficult times. It's not easy for players to go through that. I don't know. I've thought of it a few times. I had to sell cards to pay rent, to pay off a bill. Sometimes I've sold silly. Those ones, that's my fault. But other times you're like, I got to pay rent this month. I got to sell this Black Lotus for $250. Selling that Black Lotus hurt a lot at the time. But I had to do what I had to do to keep above water, just like Simon's talking about, right? Mistakes were made. But looking at that Black Lotus 20 years later, that is the pit in my stomach sometimes. When you see you sold it for like $250 and it's worth like $30,000, $40,000, that's the killer, right? But I'm going to leave you guys with this. And this is like advice you can take or leave however you want to do it, because trust me, everyone's circumstance is different out there. this may not apply to you. I like to keep spreadsheets, but not just on magic cards of what I buy. All my expenses, where I spend my money, so I can see if I'm bleeding money in a needless place. I like to cut expenses wherever I can. So if I don't watch TV, you don't buy cable. Maybe you just have Netflix. Remember how expensive cable is, man? It's not cheap. So I cut the expenses where I can afford to cut them. I don't get to eat out a lot. But I do get to buy some of my magic cards. There's trade-offs I have to make. I recommend that for people. Your friends insist on going out every Friday night and going out drinking. Well, maybe you tell them you don't go out every Friday night. Maybe you cut back once or twice. Maybe you just go to an F&M and spend $30 for a whole night's of entertainment, right? There's different ways of doing things. And sometimes you have to look for those avenues where you can cut the corners. But again, this may not be applicable to everybody. Everyone has circumstances that are totally different. They have different things going on in their lives. I'm just throwing this out there as a blanket, things that I've done that have kind of helped me sometimes. And I like to remind people because, it can get better. That's what I can tell people. It can get better. And how do you guys feel? Have things like this happened to you? Have you gone through similar situation that Simon's going through, or some of the other people that contributed to this story? I know the feeling myself, but it's been a long time since I've been there. I'm pretty frugal, as they say. That's why I told my family I'm very frugal. So I'm just curious. You guys can put something in the comment section, or of course you can email me at langy@hotmail.com. It's a good way to get hold of me. Of course, patrons can hit me on the Patreon or the Discord. Just curious in the comment section if people have gone through some of these similar situations to see how we feel as a group when things get rough. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Have a hot chocolate. Why not? I'm going to walk a dog in the freezing cold, and I'm going to have a hot chocolate. I'm going to take my kid with me. Make him suffer. And of course, a big shout out goes out to each and every one of my fantastic patrons on the channel who help support all the efforts I put to put these videos together. Patrons make the world go round. Thank you so much, guys. Looking forward to the live stream this Sunday. We are going to have a blast. I look forward to seeing you then. Well, here we are at the end of the credits. I hope everyone's having an awesome day. You have tuned in. You're at the end. The end of the end. Marvel style. See, it's Marvel. No, not really, I know. I don't have the budget that Marvel has, but I do have an awesome patron group that support this channel, so thank you guys. So here we are at the end. I gotta tell you guys, it's gonna be a spicy year. I have a good feeling about this. I can't wait. Mail Day opening video will probably be a double video on Friday. Is this a Friday video? This could be a Friday video. Maybe this video is the Friday video. Whenever you're seeing this video, chances are there's a surprise video later in the day. So enjoy. All right, guys. Have a great one. I'll see you guys soon. And if there is no surprise video, then I totally messed this up and they're not in sync where I intended them to be. But, it happens.